Hello everybody, it is RosinQuartz here and welcome to another speed build. Today we are going to be building a modern house, which I'm pretty excited about because this was actually my first modern house that I ever done. Like, as you can see from my builds before, I have done, I mostly do like traditional houses, and I've never actually tried doing a modern house before, and that's why I was kind of really excited about doing, a YouTube channel, you know, being able to try a whole bunch of new ideas. And at first I wasn't too excited, but I was like, I really want to try it at the exact same time. And I am just addicted to modern houses now. I've been actually like doing sketches and stuff like that, and trying to figure out what kind of like, oh, excuse me, what kind of modern houses that I like, and I have just so many ideas, and I am just so excited to be making, potentially be making more modern houses builds. So you're going to see me pause a few times. Most of it I do cut out except for here in the beginning, just to make it a little bit more uniform, just because I was looking at I pretty much looked at, just images on like Google search like the entire time when I was doing this build. I pretty much just went and typed in modern houses, and yeah, and that's how I got a lot of my ideas. And but I think that a lot of the interior, for example, I didn't really like use references for, mostly just for the outside, just because I wasn't really, you know, sure what I liked and what I didn't like. And yeah, and I wanted to play around with sort of like simple-ish ideas, but not like too simple. And that's why I add actually this back little portion to the house here, which I absolutely love. It's probably the the living room is actually my favorite part of the entire build, just because it's such a lovely, lovely space, and I think it looks absolutely amazing. And as I said before in like other builds, I haven't really been a big fan of a lot of the windows in the base game, but you know, I think that like with the options, I think they work really nicely with just the way this modern house sort of looked versus my usual traditional style, which a lot of the windows don't really reflect, although now they kind of do with the Get Together pack. But yeah. So I had a lot of fun with this build. Originally I wanted to actually make a loft in that third floor, but I ended up deciding against it and just making this really giant open space, and I think it was probably the best decision I ever made, just because it looks fantastic, and I love the feature wall. That is my favorite part. And yeah. So another thing that I played around with too is actually playing around with dark colors, and oh, you just saw me switch lots, just because I wasn't like a big fan of just like Oasis Springs, just the way the lighting worked, and it made everything really yellow, so I wasn't able to really look at the colors properly, so I ended up moving into wherever this spot is. But yeah, I really wanted to play around with like dark colors and try doing a little bit more dramatic walls and stuff like that, and I really liked it, and I think it looks absolutely amazing in the end. And yeah. And I'm not too in love with the backyard, but I am in love with the interior of the house, even though the layout changed a lot from my initial idea of what I wanted to do. But in the end, I think I'm pretty pleased with it, especially now that I finally get to use that hot tub. I've been wanting to put a hot tub in one of my builds for a really long time, but a lot of the times it just doesn't call for it, or it looks weird, or it's just really random, and so I never end up being able to use a hot tub. And when I got the patio stuff, I was like, a hot tub! I was so excited to finally have one, and yeah, so I finally put one in this build, and I think it looks absolutely fantastic. And yeah, so I think we're about to start with the interior. Oh no, we're doing a little bit of landscaping still. I wanted to throw in some trees, and I felt like this was a little bit more difficult for me, just because as you know, I love going crazy with landscaping. I love going nuts and just overdoing it and making these really magical, sort of fanciful kind of spaces with the backyard and any sort of like landscaping stuff like that. And yeah, and this time I had to really like hold myself back, much like the medieval starter house, where I couldn't go crazy and I couldn't use all the like expensive stuff. And well, this one I could, but I wanted to keep everything really sleek and very clean and not like too cluttered. I think there is a little bit of clutter to this house, but in a very controlled sort of way. And I play around with the interior walls for quite a bit just because I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do on the feature wall, and I wasn't sure what would look really nice as a flooring. And I thought the stark white would look really nice, and I think I end up changing the flooring again just as much as I changed the feature walls a few times. And yeah, so yeah, I changed the feature wall again here and to this like nice get together like oak wall because I thought it looked really really nice. And yeah, and I throw in some more windows, and the like I said before, the layout for this house changed really dramatically just because I wasn't really sure where I wanted to put everything. At first, I'm so used to doing houses where like the bedrooms are always on the second floor, and instead this house is kind of the reversal of a traditional house where I have all of the bedrooms downstairs, and it's almost like the first floor is like a basement, which I think is really intriguing. And yeah, I think I really like the layout and having this sort of the kitchen upstairs and having the living room upstairs and having sort of like all two bedrooms downstairs and the bathroom and everything. And I think it works really nicely, especially for sort of when what I think of like what kind of Sims would be living in here. And usually I think of like, because I named it the Modern Upper Crust, I was thinking of these really like trendy sort of posh Sims, and they use the upstairs more as a showcase kind of place, and downstairs is the more family kind of space because there is a second living room that I put in. And then all the bedrooms are down there in the bathrooms. And yeah, and I think it's a great way to sort of divide the space in a way of like thinking of the space too. And yeah, so I throw in the stereo and I play around with the lighting a lot just because I wanted to put in like different lighting in, but I end up sticking with the beamer lights because I always forget that basically none of the other lights are as bright as the those beamer lights. And but I do add a little bit of accent lights in, and I play around with the plants and stuff like that because I didn't want to go too crazy, but I wanted to have enough that there was still a little bit of personality within the space. And yeah, here is where I changed the lights because I was like, oh, I wanted to have these like more industrial lights kind of coming in, even if they were floating in midair technically according to the space. But yeah, it didn't work because it made the space so dark. And so I just decided to just keep those lights, and I think it's fine in the end, especially since the walls are like really really high. So I think having hanging lights and stuff like that just it doesn't really work all that well. So this kitchen is super sleek and super nice, and I think this kitchen is just a really really nice sort of entertaining space. And I loved how I added in this double stove just because I think that it sort of adds to that sort of rich kind of quality. And I just throw in a few details by changing up some of the cabinets and stuff like that. And I add a feature wall into this room too, and I actually remembered a trash bin because I think, looking now that I think about it, I might not have put a mailbox in or an outside bin, but I always forget that. But before I put the house up on the gallery, because it's not on the gallery yet, and I will throw I'll throw in a trash bin outside, and I will put in a mailbox as well. So I'm just making this little like like a what is it, like a little, not necessarily like a mud room, but like a little bit of a closet there, just because like I like adding closets. I think that they really add to sort of a realism, I guess, to the space, because I think that like, you know, when you come into a house, there's always, you need to hang up your stuff and you need to put your stuff somewhere, right? And I feel like they're kind of necessary, and I think they're sort of that forgotten detail that a lot of people do forget about. And yeah, here is the feature wall actually that I put into the kitchen, and I put in a little, oh, what are those called? I put one of the just to break up the space a little bit, just to make it seem like it's more intentional instead of just sort of slapped on. And so here is where I'm playing with sort of how the room layouts, because I'm going to be making that corner the bathroom. And at first I wanted to have that really long room to be the gym and that square room to be the master bath. Not the master bath. Goodness, that would be a giant bathroom. But the master bedroom. But then I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. Like, why would you have that to be the master bedroom? And then I was like, okay, what about that as a separate living space? And then I throw the doors there, and I didn't really care for it. And so I decided to make that area the designated gym, and have the other space as the bedrooms, because there's going to be 2 bedrooms, and I think that the way that I kind of put it together, I think is actually, like, I don't know how to explain it, but not necessarily like resourceful, but like, I don't know. I don't know what word I mean. And I love that the bathrooms that I did in this house. I think that they I like having bathrooms that have a sense of unity, that they all look like they come from the same house, and that they're very luxurious as well. And I do move the like not necessarily like a hot tub, but that tub into the master bath, just because that's going to be the main floor bathroom. And yeah, so again, I'm moving around doors, and I am trying to figure out how I want to make the master bedroom and how I want to make the teen bedroom. And yeah, so I make this like the teen room at first, like this really like galley, like long sort of room, and I make it a little bit bigger, and it's still a bit long, but I think that it still makes sense. And the room beside the teen bedroom is going to be the master bath. And yeah, here we are, we're working on the master bedroom, and I actually moved the closet onto the other side of the room, just because I didn't like how it sort of intervened on the bathroom, and I don't think it looks bad, like bumping out on that side of the wall either. I think it looks a little bit intentional and still nice at the exact same time. And yeah, and I have like the closet come out a little, just because I think that it still makes the room look kind of cool, and it doesn't seem so like intentionally trying to find a spot for everything. And so I add this a desk and everything, and a bookshelf, and then I throw in a few instruments, just because the way that I sort of saw this teen sim was the rebellious one. You know how you have like the rich parents, and then you have the teen sim who's like rebelling, but at the same time he's still like very privileged. So there's still a level of like snootiness, I guess, to him. And I love the idea of this teen sim so much that I actually made a sim family to go in it, which is pretty exciting. And I've been having a lot of fun playing with them. I haven't been playing with them like so much, just because I do dedicate a lot of my time to making builds. But and I do work, so I don't have like a ton of time. But I really do like them. They're really fun, and I've been playing with them in this house for a bit, and yeah, and I think that I'm having a lot of fun with them. And if you ever want me to share that sim family on the gallery, I can totally do that too. But I don't know, I think this space is really fun, and you can really create your own sims that you think would go in here, and you can really change up that like room and have like a daughter instead. But yeah, so yeah, this is where I moved that tub from that room into the master bath, and I put in just like a nicer, just a little tub rather than the spa kind of tub, because I figured, you know, as the mother sim is sort of, yeah, the sim that I made is sort of, she's a mansion baron, and she only wants she only wants money, and like she works hard. She is a tough lady. She's a business lady, and you know, she has to have her little getaway. And I throw in that fireplace as well, just to make it look a little bit more posh. And you know, you have the fireplace going as you're bathing, and it's very relaxing and really nice. And I actually put those plants out front just because it would be a little weird if your neighbors are walking by and they're seeing you bathe. But you know, it kind of covers things a little bit, but like not so much that you can't see anything either. And here's where I start working on the gym, and the gym is pretty bare. It's, you know, it's not like, I don't know, I didn't really know how to make the gym look cool because I figured it's a gym, you know, there's not a lot of thought put into it. But what I like about this space too is that if you don't actually want it to be a gym, you can, it's a really, really nice flex space. So you can move the sort of sitting room that's out down in front of the stairs, and you can put it into this room instead, or have this be like sort of an inner patio. And yeah, this is where I'm working on the sort of the family kind of sitting area. So when you come down the stairs, the bathroom is right there. So if you have guests, they can just go in really quick. But also this is a space where, you know, the son can have his like friends come over and, you know, chill and relax, and it's not in the adult space. And yeah, so I have this, I was trying to figure out what to do with this sort of like really weird like corner space. At first I was like, maybe I'll put like a little bit of an office or something, but I just decided, you know, to leave it. Like, it would be kind of weird to have an office outside of someone's bedroom, so I decided to just make it a really nice like little cute area. And yeah, and so I'm working on the back patio now, and I throw in some lights, and I don't do anything like too crazy here, but just enough so that there's like detail, but not so much that it's like cluttery. And yeah, I just throw a little seating area right there, and I think I throw a little plant like in that little corner there. And yeah, because my biggest thing was like I never really do clean landscaping. I always do really busy, really natural, really like wild landscaping versus in this build I had to really restrain that, and I think it was a lot of fun. I think in the end that it all worked out really nicely, and it looks really, really pretty in the end, especially with just little decor, like not little decor, but just little things, you know. And I line up these bushes just to make everything look a little bit more even and very intentional versus wild and overgrown. And oh, excuse me. And I throw in some lights too, just to brighten up the space and just to make it seem like it's a nice place out at night as well. But I didn't do it too dark just because there's a lot of light coming in from inside the house as well. And I throw in yeah, some lights around the hot tub there, and I move the ones out front because I think it looks weird. And yeah, so now I'm just doing a little bit of terrain sort of stuff, and I wasn't really sure at first what kind of terrain I liked, and I ended up going with that. And I'm still having really weird issues with like the density in the terrain kind of paint. I don't exactly know why, but it keeps going like really like patchy, even though I have it really soft. But oh well. Eventually, you know, it'll get sorted out. But the only thing I can think of is my computer. But there we go. So here we are seeing the screenshots of the house, and I think this house just looks really sleek and really nice. And it's a very playable house, you know. I haven't had really any problems playing in it, and everything just looks really nice and really pretty. And I don't put any windows on that side just because I feel like it's kind of unnecessary. And yeah, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this build, and I really hope that you guys liked it as well. Feel free to leave comments and tell me what you might want to see from me next. If you like this build or see things that maybe like that I can improve on even, because I'm not the greatest builder in the world. I love building, and that's why I really want to do this YouTube channel. And yeah. You can find this, it will be posted on my gallery, and my origin ID is just RosinQuartz, and you can just look that up, or you can look up Modern Upper Crust, and it might be there too, and you can just download it from there. And yeah. And I also have an Instagram, and I also have a Twitter, and I actually just made myself a Tumblr today that I'm on the day that I recorded this, anyways. And yeah, you can always follow me there and see just sort of what I'm doing, seeing what I might be up to next, just because I don't know. I usually it's the spur of the moment with whatever I'm going to build next. And I'm thinking of maybe doing another modern home. I don't know. I've got a few ideas. I'm thinking about maybe doing like a beach house / bachelor pad. I don't know. I feel like that would be really fun, make it like really dark, because I feel like even on the inside of this one, there's still that sort of feminine sort of look. And you can tell that I have Sims actually living in this house, because I just realized that there's a puddle in front of the bathtub. Oh well, it's fine. But yeah, feel free to like this video and subscribe if you would like to see more from me. And I hope you do. And thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate a lot of the nice comments, and it's been really nice just to be able to see how like supportive everyone is to, building. And yeah, again, I'm just thanking you just a million times. Because I really do mean it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I really appreciate it. So yeah, please leave a comment if you have just your thoughts and your potential ideas that you would like to see me do. And yeah, have a great day, you guys.